Hello, everyone. Welcome back. This week, we'll talk about a very important component of our course that emphasizes the importance of culturally competent research. Culturally competent research is not just to our practice. It's central to providing effective, respectful, and appropriate services in a society increasingly aware of multicultural dimensions. As social workers, our practice must be informed by research that acknowledge and bridge cultural differences, and this course aims to equip you with a technique to do this. In this week, we ask very important question: why should we care about conducting culturally sensitive research? Let's consider the cultural mosaic of Toronto and Canada at large. This diversity is not just a backdrop, it's a dynamic element that must be considered with intentionality in social work practice, particularly in therapeutic settings. Historically, much research has been conducted within a narrow scope, often with middle-class male college students, yet the findings are applied broadly, assumed to represent all groups. This type of approach overlooks the rich tapestry of experiences found within our multicultural society. Culturally sensitive research stands as a potent tool in our fight against stereotypes. It challenges the homogenization of human experiences and recognizes the distinct narrative that shape individual and community identities. A significant challenge arising from language barriers within research. Predominantly, studies are published in English, which inherently excludes non-English speaking communities, often immigrants from the research narrative. It is our duty to confront our own preconceived notions and biases. We must be willing to adapt our methods and perspective to enhance the validity and relevance of cross-cultural studies. Through this course, we aim to develop research approaches that are not only methodologically sound, but also culturally attuned, ensuring that our work as social workers is as inclusive as it is effective. Embarking on the journey to improve our cultural awareness is a multifaceted process. It begins with self-exploration, an honest examination of our own values and beliefs that shape our worldview. This introspective step is critical to uncovering and addressing any unconscious biases we may hold. We must also strive to gain a deeper understanding of the cultures we study. This means immersing ourselves in the ethnic and cultural communities that are the focus of our research, going beyond mere observation to actively engaging and reconceptualizing norms within their context. Moreover, it's essential to seek insights directly from the cultural minorities when defining norms and expectations. Their voices and experiences are invaluable in shaping research that is both respectful and accurately reflective of their reality. By adopting this practice, we foster a research environment that are not acknowledgeable, but celebrate cultural diversity, which leads to outcomes that are inclusive as they are instructive. In the realm of cultural awareness research, our approach to the process is as important as the findings themselves. To initiate and carry out research that is respectful and reflective of the cultural context we are studying, we must involve a diverse range of voices right from the start. This means engaging scholars, community representatives, and key informants as collaborators, not merely as subjects. From the very conception of the research topic through the development of the construct and the design of our methodology, these stakeholders provide invaluable insights that help ground our work in cultural relevance. For example, when we determine research topics, a community elder might shed light on pressing issues that are not visible to the outside researchers. In designing research constructs, local scholars can ensure the conceptual frameworks we use are appropriate for the cultural context. The collaboration continues through the design of research tools like questionnaire. It's essential to include process such as back translation, where a translated document is retranslated into the original language by a separate party to check accuracy. This ensures that nuances are not lost and the meaning remains intact across languages. Pre-testing these tools is critical to identify and rectify any language problems or cultural misunderstanding that may arise. It helps us to refine our questions to be both linguistically and culturally comprehensible. For instance, pre-test can review if certain terms or phrases carry unintended connotations in the target culture. Lastly, we must be recognized of the ways different communities perceive incentives. While some may value financial compensation for participation, others may appreciate non-monetary gifts or community benefits. This sensitivity to local norms regarding incentives is a key to ethical engagement and participation. In a sense, cultural awareness in the research process is about partnership, respect, and mutual learning. It is through this lens that we can conduct research that is not just methodologically sound, but also deeply enriched by the cultural wisdom of the community we study. In this slide, we will discuss the significant advantages of having culturally similar interviews in research setting. When we conduct interviews within diverse communities, it is highly beneficial to engage bilingual interviewers who are also members of the cultural community being studied. First, this practice facilitates trust and ensures more effective communication. When participants can communicate in their native language, they are likely to feel more at ease, leading to a more open and authentic responses. The importance of using the same language cannot be overstressed. It extends beyond mere words to the realm of understanding cultural nuances, idiomatic expressions, or contexts that can be lost in translation. Moreover, interviewers who share cultural ties with participants find it easier to process and understand nonverbal cues. Nonverbal cues are often as telling as verbal responses. For example, in some cultures, direct eye contact might be considered disrespectful, but in others, it shows respect. However, we must be conscious of potential issues arising from class differences between interviews and interviewees, which could influence the dynamics of the interaction. For example, an interview from a higher socioeconomic background might unintentionally convey biases towards participants from lower income settings. Where feasible, hiring local interviewers is a practice to be encouraged. It not only provides employment within the community, but also reinforces the echoes of research as a form of service and collaboration, rather than mere data extraction. Finally, there's a need to be particularly vigilant about maintaining confidentiality, especially in smaller communities where individuals may be easily identifiable. Ensuring privacy is most important to uphold ethical standards and retain trust within the community. To summarize, culturally similar interviewers bridge the gap between researchers and participants, leading to richer data and more meaningful insights. As we continue to strive for excellence in research, let us remember that our methods should reflect the diversity and the complexity of the human experience. As we progress to the analysis phase of our research, cultural awareness takes on a critical role when we interpret our research findings. Our analysis should be as nuanced and reflective of the cultural context as the data collection itself. First, we delve into remaining within group differences. This is where we uncover the layers within the cultural group and acknowledge that not all members of a group are homogeneous. For instance, within a single ethnic community, there can be vast differences in experience based on age, gender, and socioeconomic status. Emphasizing strength, not weakness, is a fundamental shift in our approach. We move away from deficit-based narrative and instead highlight the resilience, adaptability, and resources within community. For example, instead of focusing on the educational challenges in a marginalized community, we might highlight the community's innovative coping strategies and strong supportive networks. Bringing information back to the community and scholars for member checking is essential for validity. It involves sharing our preliminary findings with community members to ensure accuracy and renaissance. For instance, a researcher might present their findings to the community leaders to ensure that our interpretations are aligned with the community perspective. Additionally, always consider social economic status, SES, and acculturation status. These factors can greatly influence an individual or group's experience and should be accounted for when we interpret the data. For example, the acculturation process might impact mental health outcomes among immigrants, which should be considered when we analyze the data in this context. To summarize, cultural awareness in the analysis phase demands a collaborative, respectful, and multidimensional approach to interpret research findings. It is about ensuring that our research is not only rigorous, but also truly reflective of the rich and diverse tapestry of human cultures.